What's up, my pilots? angryponcho here. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green and Fire Red and Leaf Green. That's right, I decided to play this game 4 times, both because I couldn't deal with the empty spaces on the screen in the last video, and because Megan suggested it. And in her honor, I've made the 4th player a girl. Also, I changed the Squirtle playthrough to Leaf Green, so I just replayed up to the same point. So now the 2 screens on the left are Fire Red, and the 2 screens on the right are Leaf Green. I will say, bottom right game hasn't beaten Brock yet. And you're probably wondering, what's her starter? Well, she starts with Pikachu, of course. The unofficial 4th starter. Of course, Pikachu's terrible against Brock, so we're going to try and do it with Butterfree. Fingers crossed! And while she's fighting Brock, the boys can play outside in the dirt, I guess. Getting weird. I'm getting some deja vu here, Brock. Like you said the same thing last time. Alright, let's see how much damage Confusion does against these rock types. Their special defense is pretty terrible, but Butterfree's attack isn't exactly great either. Of course, this first Geodude only has Defense Curl and Tackle, so not a huge threat. Hell yeah. Oh, I didn't even check if Butterfree has Compound Eyes. Is that the nature it is that the ability it always has? I'm actually not sure. Let's see. Yeah, Compound Eyes. That makes your 75% accuracy moves more like 92%, I think. So, pretty good with your poison powders and your sleep powders and the like. So, we're going to hang out with Butterfree, I think, for the whole game. Trying to learn Stun Spore. Oh, that's cool. Yes, let's learn Stun Spore. We'll forget Harden. And the boys can play in the dirt. Forgot Harden? Learn Stun Spore. Here comes Onix. Alright, I'm going to Poison Powder. Because I want to at least get some continuous damage on this guy. Just in case I get totally blasted by a rock throw here. I'm not one-shotting with Confusion, so... Oh boy. Yeah, this is probably going to kill. Yep, it's super effective. Alright, Pikachu, it's up to you. Poison only does 1/8 damage each turn, but at least Rock doesn't do double to Electric. But he will be resisting us. So all I've got is Thunder Shock, which is going to do 0. And Quick Attack. I think with the number of attacks I'm going to do, a Tail Whip is worth it before all my Quick Attacks start hitting. Rock Tomb. Ugh. It's only 80% accurate, so I'm going to be counting on him to miss, hopefully, at least one of those in the course of the battle. So that Poison is doing 1/8 of an HP bar each turn. And Quick Attack is doing even less. Bind. Oh, hell yes. Bind is so much worse than Rock Tomb. I'm fine with that. Jeez, that defense is so high, it might actually be worth it to Tail Whip again. Ooh, this is gonna be close. We'll go for another Quick Attack now that his defense is I think I'm doing 2 damage. Rock Tomb, please miss. Oh, that might be game. Yep. Alright, we're gonna have to try it again. Up back. Alright, let's try this again. We're gonna go with a slightly different strategy here. Now that we've learned Stun Spore, I can just stun this first Geodude and hopefully live 1 Rock Tomb. Although it is quad effective against Butterfree, I'm hoping Onix's terrible attack stat will will carry me here. It literally has less attack than Oddish, so fingers crossed. Oh, apparently it's a ranged to 2-shot now that I'm level 14. Given that, I have to wonder if Paralysis or Poison is going to be better on Onix. I honestly don't know. I think I gotta hope for Parahax. I think that's my plan here. So let's paralyze Onix, make him even slower, and hopefully either get paralyzed or miss. Yeah, baby. Alright, now we can get confusing. Looks like it'll be a 3 or 4 hit, maybe a range on the 4th, or on the 3rd. Ooh, nope. Not gonna live through that, even with Onyx's terrible attack stat. The boys can go in the museum. Hello? Alright, well I already know now that a single tail whip's not going to do it, so I'm going to go for at least 2 here. Maybe 3. And I'm really just hoping to get some paralysis and some misses. Yeah, there's another one. Okay. I believe in Gen 3 it was still a 50% chance that you do nothing when you're paralyzed, so we're just hoping we get a few of those. Alright, we're at 33. How much is Rock Tomb going to do? About a third, yeah. Lowering our speed is not going to matter. We're way faster, and Onyx is paralyzed, which halves its speed. Quarters its speed? I don't know, it makes it a lot less. Man, he is getting through the paralysis a lot, actually. We're going to die to the next Rock Tomb, so I just got to hope to get lucky from here on out. How many quick attacks will it take? Jesus. Like 6? Alright, we got a miss at least. I might have to go with sand attack strats to lower his accuracy, because nope, that's another KO. Alright, well, I'll come back with a different strategy. Alright, new plan. I'm going to try paralyzing the Geodude and poisoning the Onyx. Because having the first one paralyzed, hopefully... Oh, I got a crit. Very nice. Yeah, we can get through without taking too much damage. We'll stay in Butterfree. And the goal here is just to get a poison powder off. That way we have some consistent damage on Onyx. So those turns while we're tail whipping are actually doing something. Oh, we missed our Rock Tomb. That is glorious. Some good RNG right there. Let's go ahead and hit him with the Confusion. I do think it is still a 3-shot even with poison here, though. Yeah. And Butterfree's probably going to die from 38. Yeah. Alright, Pikachu. It's up to you, buddy. And I think from here we just try and put as much damage on as possible. Quick Attack can do like 1 damage. Maybe enough Quick Attacks can... Oh, we missed. That's perfect. I think that's game, actually, because he has to 3-shot us with Rock Tomb. So if we just keep Quick Attacking, the poison will finish him before he can finish us. He missed again. Oh, the 80% accuracy. It's killing you, bud. Hit with the Rock Tomb. Boom. Poison kills him. Easy. And just like that, our 4 games are now synced up again. We have level, I think, 13 or 14 Pokemon in every game. Nobody's got any duplicates. And we have a good... Someone's looking in the Pokedex. Interesting. And we have a good variety of Pokemon as well. As I've already seen, you can use the save game option, which requires multiple yes inputs to synchronize your cursors on the start screen. Wait, shut up, Rock. So here's where we're at. Bulbasaur's game has Bulbasaur and Pidgey. Squirtle's still doing a lone run. Mankey and Charmander kicking it on game 3. And on game 4, which I'm going to call Yellow, we have Pikachu and Butterfree. Sweet. Let's all run into a corner together and then leave the gym as a very synchronized team. If you pay close enough attention, you can actually get little desyncs like that to fix themselves using doorways and stuff. So let's go head up to Pokemon Center, and then I'm going to probably do mostly post-commentary for this video. Now that everybody's kind of got the idea of what the gameplay for this looks like, I'm going to do a lot more post-commentary just to make the videos a little more short and a little more efficient, and just to give you the highlights. And we'll come in for big battles and the like. So let's beat up some trainers, get some encounters, and make our way to Mount Moon. Alright, our first trainer on our new regiment is Lass Sally. I wanted to include at least one normal, just regular trainer battle here so that you guys can get used to kind of seeing what the 4-screen layout looks like and how it's a little bit more to watch than 3. I'd say it's only marginally harder. I do feel like going from this to 12 would be a big jump, but, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll try that someday. There's also something so satisfying about seeing, like, the 4, you know, starters out here all doing, like, their signature first move. You know, Vine Whip, Water Gun, Ember, and Thundershock all at the same time, all in the same Pokemon. It's like, there's kind of a satisfying symmetry to it. It just makes me happy. The other cool thing about this is that all of our starters can two-shot a level 10 Rattata, so the fight stays nicely synchronized here. Although it is interesting to see the speed stats playing out, where I believe Bulbasaur and Squirtle are slower. Charmander and Pikachu are both faster than the Rattata. And so we actually get a kind of a different experience of who's attacking first, how much damage are our Pokemon taking, and how that plays out over the long run. For the most part here, I'm just using my ability to press B to automatically select no in order to avoid having to move the cursor down. And I'm using B to advance most of the text so that I don't accidentally click something I don't mean to. But whenever I get the opportunity and I notice it, I try to use desync when I think it's needed. But for fights like this one, where I think everybody just wants to click their stab move, I'll deliberately wait, like you saw just there, the last attack, I'll wait for everybody to finish having their text scroll so that I can click the attack at the same time, and kind of keep one Pokemon from getting way ahead of the others. And up in the upper right, we have our first starter evolution. So exciting. This is something, I got nervous I'd accidentally press B, so I actually sped up the animation just to make sure. I was like, so paranoid that I'd get distracted by another battle and immediately canceled the evolution like an idiot. So I just zipped through it to make sure that didn't happen. Boom! And we got a Wartortle. I included this fight against I believe it's this fellow just to the north here, to show that we did indeed also evolve our Bulbasaur into Ivysaur. So that's nice to have. I don't know how much stronger he actually gets as an Ivysaur. I think it's a marginal improvement. It's not until Venusaur that the stats are actually pretty good. And here in this fight, we're just dealing with Edge from next trainer on the route. It's Charmander's turn. Everybody's reaching that level 16 evolution at the same time, which makes sense. I mean, these games have been pretty synchronized for the most part up to here. And it's kind of nice to just be able to, you know, keep everybody in the same tax bracket, you know what I mean? I will say, I don't know when, offhand, the best level to evolve Pikachu is. I'm probably going to have to look that up. But after that, we fought the rest of the trainers we felt like fighting. And we're going to go ahead and make our way around Route 3's little bend and up to the Pokemon Center before Mount Moon. This Pokemon Center is kind of an awesome little hub for us. It's a great place for us to use some desync strats that I'll show in a minute. Now, I wanted to catch Nidoran on my on blue in the upper right, but I saw he wasn't a version exclusive, and I saw he was on this route, so I was like, oh cool, I'll just go run around until I catch one. He's a 1% encounter in Leaf Green. He's like a 10% encounter in Fire Red in this route, but for whatever reason, they decided to include him here just as like a golden rare. He's a 1% encounter on Route 3 in Leaf Green. So I had to run around for about 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes on speed up to try and find this guy. And then to my horror, I realized I only have 5 Pokeballs and he breaks out of the first one. And I'm just thinking, I am not about to run around in grass for another 10 minutes. Get in the Pokeball, you spiky-eared little rabbit. Also, now that I have pet rabbits, I find the Nidoran base forms so much cuter. I kind of appreciate the rabbit aesthetic more, I think. They're just little bunnies. They're just little bunnies. With a poison horn. Alright, we got a Nidoran. Done. So, I brought everybody back up to the Pokemon Center, and there's all kinds of strats you can do for deliberately syncing and desyncing the games. I'll show how I do movement desync in a minute, but start desync is pretty easy. Once one game is in a position where they can go through a loading zone, like a door or the escalator in the Pokemon Center, entering a cave, whatever, you can have that game move through the loading zone, pause while it's in a little animation. All the other games will pause. And then when he finishes the animation, you press start again, and those games unpause, and the focused game pauses. So you'll see me doing it again here. We're going to switch, boop, from those. Essentially, by having our one game that we're looking at go through a loading zone, we're able to make him the only game that ends up being paused, which makes it really easy for us to go into our bag and put our rare candies on our Pokemon. So, thankfully, that wasn't a difficulty, because I don't want to end up trying to do it while synced, because I'm going to end up putting a bunch of rare candies on random other Pokemon in different games. I'm trying not to be over-leveled. Now, here's the thing. I want to catch a Geodude on green, but not on red. I think I'm going to put little, like, color icons in the corners or something, so y'all can remember which games are which. So it turns out, it works out great that red has no Pokeballs left. So, not a problem. I can just try on green, and red will just go back and forth in and out of his bag as I press A. Sometimes a desync works to your advantage. I did not plan this. They both ran into Geodudes. I only wanted to catch one, and the other guy didn't have any Pokeballs, so kind of perfect. Now, while one is in the animation, I'll try to use the opportunity to get red out of the cave, and while everyone else just runs into rocks outside. Alright, so we got a Geodude up there. Gonna get quite a few encounters in this episode. Alright, so here's my desync. I'm trying to desync the bottom right game so I can go catch a Zubat. So what I'm doing is, I'm having my bottom right game, which is yellow, trying to get her to bump into NPCs and move left, while the other games are not blocked by NPCs. So that results in the other games wandering off to the left, while yellow stays where she is. And that lets me get them desynced on different columns, so it's easy for yellow to walk in and out of the Pokemon Center or in and out of Mount Moon, and use the loading screen lag to move everyone else to the other corner of the Pokemon Center, just so they don't accidentally walk out while I'm trying to catch a Zubat. And from there, it's pretty easy to just go next door, run back and forth until we catch a Zubat. I mean, is there anything easier in a Pokemon game than catching a Zubat in a cave? It's like, you can't get rid of the damn things. At this point, I've decided I'm just going to speed up and throw balls until I catch it, because there's no way I'm not going to get it with 10, so let's get to the point. I do enjoy that Pokemon Center desync. I'm going to be using that strategy a lot in the future, not only because we want to visit Pokemon Centers, but because of the randomly moving NPCs in almost every Pokemon Center. They kind of form a perfect place to do those deliberate desyncs, and it's a safe spot for me to leave my other guys. So here's another movement strat I'm doing in Mount Moon, where I'm just trying to go to a corner, and I keep moving until everybody gets an encounter or gets to the corner. Then the games that are in encounters all sync up on the fight screen, and I choose run, and all the games that are outside in the overworld just stay where they are until everyone gets to the corner. Rinse and repeat. It works especially well with bottom right corners, because then your down right inputs to go to the run option don't make your overworld people move very much. Alright, I'm going to show this fight in full, and the fight after, because this is kind of our boss of Mount Moon. We got to fight the Team Rocket Grunt, and then the scientist right behind him to go get our fossil. And at this point in the cave, our starters had all gotten either damaged too much or had their power points running low. So I decided to switch everybody's secondary Pokemon into the front. And because we've been using rare candies to keep the party kind of around the same level, it's pretty easy for our second string, as it were, to come in and take the first shot at this fight. And it works out that Karate Chop on Mankey, Quick Attack on Pidgey, Double Click on Nidoran, and Confusion on Butterfree are all in the bottom right slot on their move list, which is pretty much perfect. And here I'm using whatever desync I can to keep the fights that are in different stages working. So I see an opportunity to use Confusion on Zubat on yellow, so I go for that. I know I don't want Nidoran using Double Kick against the Zubat because it'll do 1/4 damage. It's not even a stab move, so I switch over to Peck. And Pidgey is still on quick attack. At some point I moved Mankey over to scratch. So now everybody's on different move slots. And as long as I don't move back and forth on the menus, I can keep them all just attacking through. This strategy is not going to work forever. Eventually we're going to get to trainers who require us to do some clever pre-planning. But right now, we just need to be clicking attack moves, clicking damaging moves. Once we get to some more competent trainers, we're going to have to start planning out, alright, let's put a status move in this slot for everybody, so they can all start with a status, and like for some it'll be Sleep Powder, some it'll be like Leer, others it'll be like Thunder Wave or something. And then we'll put, okay, here's an effective attacking move against the first Pokemon in the top left, and then etc, etc. And at some point, I'm just going to start learning to play through the desync. Unfortunately, Pidgey fails to 1v1 this Zubat and ends up going down to confusion. Nidoran was also confused, but he did his job like he was supposed to, and didn't hit himself. Luckily, it's not a big deal to bring in Geodude, and we'll finish off this fight with a Rock Throw. Actually, I think I ended up picking Tackle there, because, yeah, that still kills. And I didn't want to move the cursor down and have everybody start running off. I'm trying to keep everybody as close together as I can here. And we defeated the Rocket Grunt. Not too bad there, but a couple of our Pokemon have fainted, or have very low HP at this point. So, a little speed up, zip everybody to the corner, and then, of course, we have a problem child. Yellow gets a Zubat encounter we have to run away from real quick. And every input goes to every game, so now we've got people wandering around. So I'll just move them into a kind of pseudo corner, and then we'll all end up in front of the scientist eventually. Hey, stop! I'm just going to put this in like quad echo. I found these fossils, they're mine! And it's like a whole array of nerds yelling at you. Super Nerd Miguel would like to battle. So this guy's got 3 Pokemon. On most of our games, we have 2 that are either still available to fight. And as you can see, Bulbasaur is now coming out, or Ivysaur is now coming out. It's got 0 points worth of Vine Whip, so we're going to try and win that one with Leech Seed and Sleep Powder. Butterfree, showing its power as an early game choice. Already fully evolved. Confusion is really good. I have now fully planned out what Pokemon I'm going to catch in each game, so I'll have 4 teams of 6 that don't have any overlaps, and hopefully have enough coverage and useful Pokemon to be able to do all the things we want. And one of those things was making sure that every Pokemon had a fast Psychic or Ghost type. So we're going to need those for the Ghost Pokemon that we fight in this run. And the Poison Pokemon. Man, trying to watch this back and do post-commentary is like a puzzle. I can tell right now I'm looking at Ivysaur and I'm just thinking, what do I even do now? I can't poison it because it's a poison type. I've got no power points left for Vine Whip. Guess I'll just keep clicking Leech Seed until it dies from Leech Seed damage. Nidoran, unfortunately, gets knocked out. I believe it was choosing Double Kick, so we're not doing a lot of damage up there. But Wartortle's still got enough power points left, we can go for this. Butterfree was able to get a Sleep Powder off. Again, with the Compound Eyes ability, it's got 92% accuracy instead of 75. So that's good. It's actually something you can kind of rely on. And hopefully it'll sleep long enough, and it looks like it did, and that we can confuse it the rest of the way. Mankey is struggling against all these poison types with its fighting type moves during double, so we're just stuck clicking scratch on that game. The good news is our red game in the top left, we do have a 3rd Pokemon already, Geodude. Fortunately, we don't have a ground type move yet, so we can't just one-shot this Grimer with a Magnitude or something. But Tackle will get us there eventually. I do believe, yep, Butterfree's onto the 3rd Pokemon now. So I guess Wartortle's already on the 3rd Pokemon. Wait, was Coughing I guess Coughing's the 3rd one. Interesting. Did he send his Pokemon out in a different order in each game? I didn't notice that. Because Coughing's definitely the last Pokemon in the bottom right. Was Voltorb the last Pokemon in the top right? I guess we'll wait and see, won't we? Wartortle's up to 20 already. No, okay. He does send them in the same order, so we're still expecting a Coughing there. Okay, cool. Yeah, Mankey has just finished with the Grimer. We are struggling in that fight, so I'm actually going to switch my starter back in. Take opportunity while the other games are busy in text to do a little menuing that only affects red. We have a critical hit. Nice. Got the coughing really easy. Yellow has already won. Turns out having a Butterfree is actually pretty strong. It's more useful than any of our starters right now. That Confusion is surprisingly effective for a non-stab move. Nice. Blue takes a kill as well. And at this point, I'm just hoping that Geodude can 1v1 this Coughing here, and we won't have an issue with one game having to reset and go all the way back to the Pokemon Center before Mount Moon. Good news is Coughing doesn't seem to have any good special attacks to use against us at this level, so we're pretty much just going to wall it and kill it with the rock throws. No problemo. Can you guess which fossil I'm going to choose? I don't think I'm going to use the fossil Pokemon for any of my playthroughs. I looked at them and they're kind of all like, they're okay. Boom. 4 fights, 4 wins. And I've been carefully leaving the cursor in the same place so that the other 3 games would still sit where they're meant to be. As we defeat Miguel on green. I'm going to take the Dome Fossil. I don't really have much plan to use it, but if I was going to use a fossil Pokemon, it would be Kabutops, because it just looks so fucking cool. But the Helix Fossil, I guess, is the one that has that, what is it, the cult following from Twitch Plays Pokemon. Do y'all remember that? How obsessed everyone was with the Helix Fossil? Crazy. Using another unifying movement strat here. While one person is in a battle, I keep moving everyone else until they get down to that corner. Now I can just run from the battle and then try to sync up our last person. And if you remember your maps, you'll know this is the exit to Mount Moon. We made it through, all the way around to Route 4. And here's how beat up our teams are. Everybody's got some damage on them. I don't think Zubat's seen any action yet, actually. He's just hanging in the back. Before we leave Route 4, I'm going to go and talk to the karate guy up here and try to learn Mega Punch. It's better than most of our like tackle type moves. And it turns out the way that our menus are lined up, our starters are all in the same slot. And 3 of them want to learn Mega Punch. Ivysaur is not playing around. Not playing along, I should say. So we'll just let him go through menus while the other 3 learn Mega Punch. And it just so happens, when I look at this, I'm thinking, okay, be careful, don't forget your stat move. Quick Attack, Tail Whip, Growl. Oh no, actually it's Scratch, Tail Whip, Tackle. Perfect. We can just forget those 3 less effective moves, and now 3 of our starters have Mega Punch. Pretty nice. And you can see in the top left, Geodude is going to pick up our Mega Punch on that game. I do love that this guy continues to like preach the gospel of punching to the other games. We are comrades in the way of punching. You should go before you're seen by the misguided fool over there who only trains his silly kicking. It's like, okay, I'm gonna leave now. And we're on our way to Cerulean City. So I use that same desync that I've been using previously to get Yellow off by herself. Because here on Route 4 in the grass that's just past the point of no return, we can catch ourselves a Sandshrew. Pretty awesome. We're going to get a number of encounters. I think there's at least one more that's going to be before Misty. So it's pretty exciting to have our team filling out relatively early. I think our last pickups in my current plan are going to be a couple water Pokemon that we have to get the Super Rod before we can catch. And that's going to be like, gosh, after going through Rock Tunnel. So like before the 4th gym, I want to say. Not too far in the future, but you know, we'll get there eventually. Sandshrew acquired. On to our next task. It's time to fight our rival. He, of course, intercepts us on our way to Nugget Bridge. So we've gotta deal with him. This rival battle is the first one that actually poses a challenge, especially because this lead is just pretty good. So I end up going for a Mega Punch on a couple games. I'm honestly not sure that was the right pick. I feel like everybody should have just clicked their stab move there but I got caught up on trying not to let Ivysaur die, and I ended up choosing a different move slot instead. But then, you know, I want to go for Sleep Powder first. Now we can move into different options here. You know, I'm fine with Thunder Wave, Metal Claw, whatever. Just to get Ivysaur a Leech Seed. Again, my goal is not to get killed by a Pidgeotto. So I'm playing a little bit cautiously in that top left game, and it's making the other games look a little bit weird. I'm playing this fight almost fully synced, so every every one of the move choices has been totally correlated so far. It has resulted in 2 of the Pidgeottos going down, but we still got a 3rd and a 4th. But with a Leech Seed set up and a Paralysis set up, I don't think Green and Yellow are going to have any problems here. Pikachu takes a little more damage than I would have liked with the attack from Pidgeotto, especially that last quick attack before dying, which is annoying. And there's a kitten biting my toes. Yeah, our new kitten Saluna is an absolute little tyrant of toe chomping. Now, she loves to bite, and she loves to play and attack feet. It's like her favorite activity. So, are you trying to climb in my lap? What is this? Or are you just attacking my legs? She's just biting me. Yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, there's a picture of Saluna in there. If you want to see what she looks like, she's a pretty little kitty. So I went ahead and switched all of our Pokemon into our secondary ones, because I figured now that Pidgeotto had woke up, and I already had a Leech Seed set up, I could probably win a 1v1 Pidgey versus Pidgeotto. So I figured I'd give it a shot. Luckily, flying does not resist flying, so our moves are able to do a little bit of damage. And with a Leech Seed chip and a little bit of recovery, I'm hoping Pidgey can get there. Of course, switching the other 3 out was just sort of a consequence of that, but I figure it'll work out. And for the 2 games where our rivals switch to his starter, it's a good call anyway, because he's always got a type advantage on us. Except, of course, in the Pikachu game, where I actually started the game by picking Charmander. So that rival has a Squirtle. So in that game, we have an advantage over the rival. And I just thought that would be funny, because, like, why not? Pikachu's sort of a special case anyway, so let's have some fun with it. As you can see, Pidgey did manage to 1v1 Pidgeotto on Green's game. And Butterfree's getting some confusion activations with confusion. That's not confusing at all. No, there's no running from a trainer battle, Blue. You have to use Peck instead. And it results in Charmeleon using Mega Punch as well, which is what we're looking for here. I think Charmeleon had been growled a couple times or something. Oh no, Squirtle withdrew, which is why that Mega Punch did so little damage. We're just hoping Squirtle hits itself in its confusion, but no. Our Butterfree goes down, and I think a couple of these fights are starting to slip away from us. Geodude on the top left is going to probably be able to run the rest of this himself. He can deal with normal types and the final Pokemon, which is just an Abra that knows Teleport. So basically just a free experience for us. It's kind of hilarious that he even brings that to a battle. You would think that'd be one of the ones you just keep on your belt, but So we've already lost in the bottom left. So disappointing. And we're paying a good enough attention to actually teach Geodude Magnitude over Mud Sport. So luckily got rid of that terrible move and replaced it with a better one. She is biting my feet. Come here, you little shit. And of course when you reach down to grab her, she's like, yes, I've engaged him in play. Now I must run away and run back. Stop trying to bite my socks. She's literally clawing my socks and like trying to pull them off my feet. What a little tyrant. What are you doing now? She's like testing the waters to see how much she can attack me before I lock her out of my room. I'm trying to make a video, Saluna, do you mind? Yeah, with Magnitude, and Rock Throw for that matter, Geodude has got no trouble cleaning up Charmander as well. Luckily, Wartortle wakes up from the sleep powder in time to actually start doing damage again. And we're hoping Sandshrew can clutch it out in the bottom right. Will he live a water gun? No. No, he won't. And we've lost in the upper right. Not too surprising that a couple of these went south, but luckily we have a type advantage over the rival on Yellow's game, so Pikachu is going to be able to come in here and clean this one up. And like I said, Geodude just going to go beat up on an Abra. No worries. I do like that our automatic default point is going back to the Pokemon Center. It certainly makes it easy to keep our failed attempts from running off and getting into more trouble. They just get to walk around the Pokemon Center. And now that it's just Abra, we're just gonna fast forward through some Thunder Shocks. Pew, pew, boom. Wait, 2 losses, 2 victories. Not too bad. A little foreshadowing, it's better luck than we have against Misty later in this video. Isn't it crazy? Doing post-commentary, I already know how the video ends. Even though I did live commentary for the end of the video. Anyway, right back to second attempt. And now that we don't have to do 4 games, it's easy for us to just click our stab moves for both of our starters without really feeling much, not really feeling conflicted about it at all. And it looks like it's a 3-hit KO with our standard 40 base power stab move from the starters. It's kind of a shame that they don't get a better replacement for that until so much later. I want to say it's like around the time they hit their 3rd evolution that they finally get like Hydro Pump or Surf or whatever it is. What does the Squirtle line actually learn? I can't recall. Bottom left game is struggling. We still do only have 2 Pokemon on Red's team. But hopefully Mankey can 1v1 this Squirtle, because Charmeleon is not going to be adding much to that fight. I'm tail whipping with Wartortle so that I can use non-stab moves and hopefully still do a decent amount of damage against Bulbasaur. Luckily, Bulbasaur seems like it wants to go for status moves, so we're not just immediately getting Vine Whipped and knocked out of the fight. Oh, now she's going climbing around behind things and messing with cables. A true gremlin. Yeah, at this point, we gotta switch Wartortle out. I'll bring out another poison type, and then at least if he goes for poison powder again, we won't get caught. And of course, I immediately get punished by getting hit by a Leech Seed. So, Mankey finally got a critical hit with Karate Chop. It does have a high crit rate, and knocked out Squirtle. So now, hopefully, the last 2 Pokemon can be cleaned up with Charmander, now that his type disadvantage is out of there. It's just an Abra and a Rattata, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And I say that I don't actually use the option to switch for free, and I don't really usually mean to. I'm not even sure I meant to switch to Charmeleon there. I think I looked down and was like, oh, Abra? Okay, Ember, sure. Did Mankey die? Because I'm trying to pilot this Nidoran to a victory against a much higher level Bulbasaur, but not going too well up there. It's kind of mesmerizing to watch these. I have to wonder what those other 2 people that are just standing in the Pokemon Center for 10 minutes, like what they're thinking about. Like, maybe I'll look at this wall for a while. Maybe I'll wander over by these benches for a while. Who knows? Not sure why I went for Bite on Wartortle. I feel like Mega Punch was also a kill there. But maybe it was just that I didn't want a Mega Punch to miss. And now we're racing against the poison damage, and we got there. Yeah, the Abra and the Rattata are not the challenging part of this fight. It's the oh goodness, it's the starter and the Pidgeotto. All right, now that that's done, we're working our way along Nugget Bridge, and Pidgey evolves into Pidgeotto. Totally earned after leveling up against that cheater's Pidgeotto that our rival has. I don't know if you noticed, but it was too low of a level to actually have evolved. And now we got a Mankey. Or rather, we have a Mankey fighting an Abra. So now we've crossed Nugget Bridge, which I didn't really show because none of those fights were very exciting. we can fight one last trainer on the left and then go up and down that grass there and get an Abra. And of course, as you know, Abra only knows teleport, so it really has no choice but to immediately flee. It's also about a 5% encounter, so the odds that we see one again really soon are... Oh, there's another. So let's just go ahead and throw another Pokeball at it, shall we? There's really no other strategy. That game doesn't have a fast Pokemon with Sleep Powder, so our only hope of catching an Abra is to throw a Pokeball and just cross our fingers. And it's no good. It's no bueno! But after a few minutes of running back and forth, we'll find another one. It's only a matter of time. And sure enough, before long, we do find another one. And we catch it. Hell yeah. I mean, it's probably not too surprising. I think it's going to be in the thumbnail of this video. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, now we've got all our encounters in this area. I'm going to try and sync my games back up. And I'll just use the classic Pokemon Center escalator desync in order to get just Red's game to pause, so we can put rare candies on our new Abra and get ourselves a Kadabra before we go and face Misty's gym. And hopefully that goes well. I don't know if I stated it at any point during the gym, but at some point during that that bit, I actually taught Kadabra Thief with the TM that we got from Mount Moon. So just take note of that. If you suddenly see it appear, I did use the TM from Mount Moon, because Dark type is special in this gen. Alright, time to fight Misty. Let's do it. You got a new face?
Oh, mate! Oh, mate, you have a new face!
Oh, why are you talking like that, Misty? I didn't know you're from Australia.
From London!
Oh, look at this. We've already got such a nice text desync. I'm going to be able to not use Water Gun with blue. That's fucking great. Alright, boom. Confusion. Thundershock. Vine Whip. Wartortle hasn't gotten to pick a move yet. Mega Punch. And, oh, wow, that did a lot of damage to Pikachu. What was that? Water Pulse? Yikes. I really would have thought that I'd be faster. Let's try again. Oh, we're just dead. Damn. Damn. I did not think that Staryu was going to be doing that much damage. Alright, I guess we can give it a shot with Butterfree. Of course, Kadabra is just clicking Confusion and has no fear whatsoever. Okay, I'm going to try and run. That doesn't matter. Just start Mega Punching. Oh, Kadabra's confused. This could get sketchy. Misty's using her Super Potion on the Butterfree game. Alright. We used Swift. Oh, Kadabra's defense. Swift. Imagine that. A physical move in this gen, of course. Alright, obviously Kadabra can't fight. Well, good luck, Charmeleon. I don't think it's going to work out like we hoped. No, Charmeleon's trying to run. That's not going to work. Mega Punch the Staryu. Let Red go in the bag for a minute. I mean, all we can do is Mega Punch here. Growl's not going to do diddly. Probably just get one shot here, huh? Ooh, 2 HP. No, we're not going to switch. We're going to try and put it to sleep is what we're going to try to do. And we are slower in the bottom left, so I think that's GG. Unfortunately. Wartortle's missing Mega Punches on Staryu. It's getting embarrassing in the bottom left, though. Oh, the Water Pulse Confusions! Oh my gosh. How many of those did we run into now? Crazy. I don't know. How good is Mankey's special defense? I honestly have no idea. Pretty terrible. Yeah, alright. Unless we get like a 5-hit with a crit, I think the fight's over. In the bottom left. Come on, Mankey. 3 times. That's not going to do it. We'll go ahead and switch you over to Bite. You keep doing Vine Whip. No changes here. Bottom left, I believe, has lost. Do we send in Zubat? Should have leveled them up a little more. I think Zubat just gets totally destroyed immediately. Astonishes Ghost. I guess that does double to Psychic. But we're just going to die to a Water Pulse, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, we lived! Amazingly. But not for long. That's super effective. Oh, Zubat. Well, we've already won in the top left. Big surprise we won with the Bulbasaur game, but let's see if Wartortle can clinch it out with Bite. We do have a super effective move. We've already lost in the bottom left. And I think Yellow is probably going to lose shortly as well. We don't even have a good move on Sandshrew yet. Let's do 9 damage to Wartortle. I think Wartortle can still do this. If we were just a little faster, we'd be trying to get a flinch too. I think Wartortle just has to dodge a crit, and that's a win up there. Oh, and confusion. No confusion. That's it. All right. Well, 2 victories, 2 losses. All right. I think now I'm just looking at 2 games. It'll probably be pretty easy to win on the bottom 2. Kadabra should definitely be able to do this, as should Pikachu. So, all right. Let's run back over to the gym and give it a second shot on those 2 games. I'm pleased that the Squirtle and Bulbasaur games were able to win on the first try, though. Our Pokemon are actually a little bit under-leveled, but, you know, we'll do it. We'll get there eventually. She's only got 2 Pokemon, you know. Of course, we only have, like, 1 Pokemon that's not terrible on each of our teams, so... Thundershock you, Confusion you. Still crazy to me. Pikachu is slower than Staryu. Oh, now we got a Confusion proc. That's very nice. Super effective. Alright. Now I'm just hoping we don't get totally annihilated by Water Pulse here. Man. I can't believe that does so much damage to Pikachu. Is Pikachu's special defense that bad? Alright, we triggered the potion on red in the bottom left. I'm just going to keep clicking Confusion there, so it's really not a big deal. Pikachu grew to level 20. That gives us 2 more HP and the move Slam if we want it. I think Slam might just be worse than Mega Punch. 80, 85, 80, 75. Yeah, it is just worse. So, no, we're not going to learn Slam. I'm not going to change Pokemon either. I haven't actually been using that to change Pokemon. Just been using it to have another text box to click through to help increase my text desync. It's not very effective. Oh, Psychic. Oh, we got Confusion on the Starmie in the bottom left. That is pretty sweet. Let's put Paralysis on this if we can live that long. Probably not. I thought 1 more level gave us enough defense to live here. No. Yeah. Ooh. I forgot that Psychic resists Psychic. That's on me. Ooh, critical hit. We're getting some good luck in the bottom left game, and that itself might help us find victory here. Nope, Starmie's still using her moves. Or its moves? I guess Starmie doesn't have like a gender logo there. Is Starmie one of those Pokemon that it doesn't have a gender? I guess that would make sense. I think that's true, actually. I think I remember that. There's only a few Pokemon in the first generation that don't have any sort of gender. Oh, I guess Confusion will be not very effective from Butterfree either, will it? I'm not used to that. I'm used to Butterfree Confusion being the trump card. We're gonna need a crit with Fury Swipes or something. Oh, there's one. Hit 2 times. Okay. We're gonna tackle there. We're gonna be slower with both of our Pokemon, so the only hope we have... Oh, Starmie broke out of the Confusion in the bottom left. That really sucks. I don't think we're going to live long enough for Poison to do it in the bottom right either. We might just be losing both of these again. It's not looking good, that's for sure. I think we're going to go for Sand Attack strats. Of course, we're going to immediately die to Water Pulse, so it won't matter. Mega Punch. And of course, we're going to immediately die to Water Pulse, so it won't matter. Yep. I'm going to send Zubat out to get annihilated. Well, that's another loss for the Kadabra and Pikachu games. I did not anticipate Pikachu having this much trouble, but it turns out it's just not fast enough. Somehow, it's slower. Are you using a Super Potion for real? You don't want to just end the fight? Come on, Misty. Don't play with your food. Alright, so we need a new strategy. I like that the other two are just hanging out and talking to Misty through most of this. That makes it kind of fun, actually. Alright, Thundershock, Psybeam. Most effective move choice. Go. Well, that's more like it. Holy guacamole. Alright, now we've got a shot. Kadabra's going into Starmie with full health. And of course, we're going to trigger the Super Potion on Yellow's game. That's fine. And then we start using Thief. Let's see how much damage this does. Yeah, it's a 3-hit. I don't think that's a range. Water Pulse is going to kill us after the next one, so we're going to have to try and find a way. Although I guess a critical hit will do it. Very nice. I was going to say she was going to use a potion, so we were going to get the Thiefer, you know, another time after that, and then she was going to end up on very little HP. So, I guess we don't have to try and find a way to win with our other Pokemon over there. Nice. Alright, now, for this one, oh gosh, do I just Thundershock? Because Starmie has Recover, so I feel like we have to look at statuses for this. So, do I Paralyze? That would make it slower than the Pokemon. Let's Paralyze it, because in this generation there's still a 50% chance that you won't take any action when you're paralyzed. Oh, my god. That wasn't even a crit. Wow, that just does that much damage. Come on, Pikachu. Come on, Pikachu. Yeah. Thunder Wave. Boom. Super Potion is not going to fix that either. Neither will Recover. Alright, so you're now at half speed and half a chance of actually doing anything. Pikachu's probably going to smack its head against the floor and faint. No, look at that! Thundershock! Very nice. We're getting through the confusion hacks pretty well. Hopefully Starmie's not able to get through the Paralyze. Nope. Got us. Alright, well, Butterfree? I guess Butterfree's going to be using Tackle? No, I think we played a win here. I'm going to bring in Zubat and start biting. Oh, my cat! Saluna! Stop biting the microphone, please. Thank you. No, stop it. That's foam. You don't want to eat that. I'm going to plop you on the floor. I'll do it. Mwah. Of course, every time she tries to click Recover and ends up actually doing nothing with Paralysis, that's kind of a win for us. If I sound muted, it's because my cat is blocking my face. Good baby. You know, there's also a chance that Bite can flinch. So we're going for Para-Flinch strats in the bottom right now with Zubat. Does Zubat live one Water Pulse? I think so. But if we're at the point where Starmie is always going for Recover, we'll get there eventually. We got a Paralysis. Nice, this is going well. We're getting Paralysis activations, we're getting flinches. The RNG is playing nicely this go-around. And Starmie is just going to use Recover. So many times. That's a super effective bite. Man, I could have leveled up Zubat one more level to Golbat, but it felt like too many because... Did you just poke me? She just sat down next to me and poked me like, hey, you need to pay attention to me. Stop playing your video games. Yes, baby, I will play with you right after this. Yeah, I could have evolved to Golbat, but then we would be a higher level than the gym leaders, and that kind of feels... Ooh, our first Water Pulse we have to endure. It feels a little meh. Starmie's probably going for Water Pulse again here, so I'd love to see a flinch. Nope. Alright, Zubat's out. Now we just need it to have one Paralysis activation when Butterfree... So Butterfree can attack. Oh, I guess it's slower with Paralysis. Oh, that does so little damage. Oh my god. That did like nothing. Does Starmie have defense? I didn't think so. Well, we'll start hitting it with Confusion. It's going to resist it, but there is a chance that we'll confuse it as well. So Parafusion is a pretty good mixture of conditions to give. Oh, ugh. The RNG pendulum may have swung the other way, guys. I'm honestly tempted to switch just to shake off the confusion, but it's a 50% chance that... Oh, I guess I'm switching. I wanted to read, but I clicked in the wrong place. It's a 50% chance that Andrew just gets one-shot by a water pulse. Hey, we got a paralysis activation. That's nice. So maybe I go sand attack. Let's do it. Is water pulse one of those moves that never misses? I don't think so. Because it already has the confusion add-on. And dead. Yep. Well, we have paralysis and one level of less accurate. Can Butterfree do it? And again, eventually confusion will get a confusion activation. It's only 10%, but we'll get there. Starmie got another paralysis. Nice. We've got plenty of confusion power points. We're not going to run out of attacks, at least. Not very effective. Recover. Ugh. Alright, we're going in fast mode forward. Oh, and we got confused, and we hurt ourselves, and we got hit by Swift. GG. How is it that our Pikachu game can't beat Misty? I'm so upset. Alright. Okay, I think I'm mistaken. That last fight was not just switching immediately after putting it to sleep. Wow, a crit on the second confusion is that hard-coded? So now we're just going to put it to sleep, and then immediately switch to Pikachu. So I think Pikachu 2 shots to put it into Super Potion range, and then we can start playing the Recover game. If it wakes up, we'll paralyze it? Yeah. Thunder Shock. Ghost Army's asleep. Thunder Shock. Ghost Army woke up. Oh no. Water Pulse. Thunder Shock. Alright, so now I think... Is that Potion range? I think that's Potion range. Now we Thunder Wave. Yep. It's to use Potion. That's going to refill the whole HP bar. Paralysis does let us go first, which is nice. Well, we just gotta hope for paralysis activations. She doesn't have another Super Potion, but she can use Recover. Oh, well, we can just die to Swift. Cool. We sent Butterfree back in. Or did we try and Paraflinch? Let's try and Paraflinch with Zubat. We will be faster now that Starmie's paralyzed. Use Recover. Yep. Here we are doing this again. Paralysis activation, Recover, Recover, Flinch, Water Pulse. Okay. Oh boy. Use Confusion. Paralyzed. Water Pulse. Confused. Hurt itself. And we got a win. At last. We've navigated our way through. I think it's the most trouble I've ever had with Misty. This is nutty. Part of it is that I refuse to go catch like the other good Pokemon that I could use. Like I could have just grabbed an Oddish and probably have done this pretty easily, like the Bulbasaur game did. But I really wanted to do it, but just with the Pokemon the 6 Pokemon that I picked for each game. So boom, there it is. We defeated Misty. So I think in the next episode we're gonna run up to the Cape, go grab ourselves some. I guess there aren't any more encounters for us up there right now, I don't believe. But I think we have to go talk to Bill in order to get the SS ticket, so we'll head that way next. I hope you guys are enjoying the new 4-player action, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.